All right, so got my rig on this morning. Decided to do a little dry fire to kind of break in the new year. First thing I want to focus on, of course, is the draw. And maybe spending a few minutes on just trying to whittle down exactly what makes a good draw effectively and being able to get the hands to the gun and the gun out to the target. Um, Jeff Hicks, from a good friend of mine from Illinois, is having a little hitch maybe in a step, trying to figure out the best way to maybe remove some tension from himself. And I told him the best way to do that, of course, is going to be to remove the timer from the equation first and foremost, so that you can actually focus on the technique and mastering the fundamentals of what it takes to get the gun, from the holster and pressed out on the target. A lot of times we tend to focus too much on a par time or focus so much on the timer that we tend to be real herky-jerky with our movements, or we develop so much tension that our shoulders start to compress, chin starts to drop, we bring our eyes to the gun versus the gun to our eyes. All in all, just everything is so tense, we're trying to muscle through everything versus just letting the gun do its thing, just kind of grip and rip the gun out. So what I want to actually do first and foremost, of course, is to just present the gun and present a draw with no timer, and we'll see how this goes. Here we go. Felt pretty good. Now, that one, my support hand, as I was trying to chase the gun a little bit, I got a little ahead of myself. Instead of planting my support hand against my body and spotting that, I got my support hand a little too far forward on the gun. I was right underneath the hand guard, underneath the trigger guard, a little too forward of the trigger guard. So, again, that's something, pressing that speed, you're going to see those mistakes or find those mistakes out, and it's just up to you to correct them. And that's typically the draw stroke as done fast. So now we wanted to basically take the draw stroke and we're just going to break it down. And basically the best way to break that down into the minimal amount of movement it takes to get the gun from the holster to the target is just basically reverse the process. So as we take our gun and we're pressed out to the target with both hands on the gun, the quickest and most efficient means of getting the gun back to the holster is going to be to pull the gun. As you can see, I'm not pulling the gun to chest and then bringing it down. I'm basically just bringing the gun almost down to a line to where my support hand comes right back off and the lower portion of my body. And once the support hand's there, I just rotate the gun and drop it right back in the holster. So that is the most efficient. If I can turn to the side, that is the most efficient line from gun to target, or from holster to target rather. So if we speed that up, that's what it looks like. We try not to crouch or tense the shoulders up together, or a lot of times you'll see a guy, they'll load one leg as they bring the gun to their eye, and basically that's your body's kind of natural way of fighting against just bringing the gun out and getting the gun out on target naturally. When you try to force that, you tend to bounce your knees, you tend to really crunch your shoulders up or bring your head down to the gun instead of bringing the sights up to your line of sight. And those types of things will definitely slow down the draw. It's not conducive to a consistent draw as well, because we tend to, once we're tense, your body just can't move efficiently if it's really, really tense. It's like trying to swing bat or a golf club. You swing in a golf club. Well, if you're really tense, of course, any golf pro will tell you, it's trying to put power behind the golf ball is the worst thing you can do. It's all about just letting the club do the work. Well, in drawing a firearm, it's the exact same scenario. You know, you can try to muscle it out there as much as possible. The problem is once we're tense like that, our eyesight tends to not be as acute as it needs to be. Dexterity in the hands, dexterity in the arms, the shoulders, everything tends to basically fight against what we're trying to do. So I hope this video helps a little bit.